Well, January 1st, 2025. And I guess if you were going to record a stem cell therapy treatment video, January 1st should not be the day to do it. Because some of us go out and drink or go to a friend's house or liquor or whatever. So I still find it very important to speak about it. So this is my voice right now is probably the worst you're going to hear it. This will be me at its worst trying to speak because of not only speech issues which we have through the cerebellar, but also by having extra cerebellar intoxication. This is what you see. Now my eyes are red because of my contacts this morning. I have colored contacts, and so um, those contacts are a little bit thicker. Therefore, they irritate my eyes a little bit. So just ignore my eyes. Um, we wanted to speak about the treatments, and I want to be about very clear about who I am, what I do, what I believe, and what I don't believe. Okay, it's important you know who I am because there are a lot of people out here in the world who believe they have everything and anything, and they will exaggerate things, they make up things. They will think that the symptoms from 20 years ago have something to do with MSA today, which is not true. So, for the record, before we begin, I do believe in God. I do not believe in modern day miracles. Right back in the Bible days, sure, not today. I don't really believe in natural health remedies, medications. Right, that's just me. And I do have a few things working against me. So during this MSA, I've torn my shoulder rotator cuffs again. So there's some things I can't do to test out MSA, to test out the treatment. I can't. It hurts too much. Right? If I'm sitting on the ground, I'll have to roll over to all fours and get up because of my shoulders. Okay. So I do believe in empire medicine and what it does. Here's what I'll say I've noticed right off the bat about stem cells. The first set of stem cells I had in Chicago were about 10 to 12 grand MSC stem cells as well. But they took my own stem cells, they reinvigorated them, they put more oxygen into them, they used an IV, and they put 4 shots to my nostril to try and cross the blood-brain barrier. The only thing I noticed with that set of stem cells in Chicago was my DAT scan showed a little bit improved activity in my brain. Did I actually see or notice any change from Chicago stem cells? Absolutely not. And I waited months before I released a video about that. I waited because it would not be fair to that establishment to have it early release and say, "Oh, you suck," but then a month later, I do better. So the stem cells in Guadalajara, Mexico, were half the price, and they took other stem cells from healthy. From what I understand, the roots of babies' teeth. I don't know how they do that. I don't know if they torturing kids or I really don't know the process, but the roots of babies' teeth and umbilical is what I understand to be. Okay. Um, the facility is a traditional looking Mexican facility, not like the United States, like Mexico. It's normal down there. Practices are not what they are up here. It's just the way it is. Is it any worse? No. Well, probably from a safety standpoint, but that's just how poorer countries are, right? But while the United States was dilly-dallying in politics with stem cells in the 1990s, other countries like Mexico was getting ahead in their research. So there you have it. So when I went to Mexico, and for 10 days, because I stayed 9 days, they gave me 2 IVs. First IV, wait 3 days, get a spinal injection, which I moved and hurt myself. That was not their fault for that pain. And the second IV was 3 days after that. So a total of 9 days. And how can you know who I am? I want to test the limits of what I can do and what I cannot do. And one way to do that is to be physical and active. Like I ran I walked and jogged that 5K from Michigan, msa-c. 6 days later, it hurts like hell, but was it worth it? Sure. Will I do it again? Probably not. The jogging part. So I waited until after the expiration of the stem cells. So it was like how long they told me they would be creating and fixing things in my body. I waited, and that was about over a week ago, and December 22nd. And I can tell you, I tested out these stem cells by we went to San Antonio, Texas last week for the whole week. And what a better way for David Knox to test out his stem cells with msa than to agree with my family to go on a cavern tour underground. One cavern reaches 280 feet underground, and the other reaches 220 feet underground. Now, I have not used my cane in any capacity in weeks. And I did not want to take my cane with me on a trip to San Antonio, but my family insisted just in case. So I took it. I did not use my cane in any capacity the entire trip for 1 week in San Antonio. I want you to understand I have given up on an assistive device for walking. Not only, there's a video I'm trying to bring onto to screen share with you. And I'm going to go ahead and actually start that video because it is, it's 20 minutes long. You don't have to see it. But I want you to understand what I was up against. So let me show this video on my other screen. Here we go. And here is me testing. I'm going to play as we talk. Here's me testing msa stem cells. Absolutely no assistive device. These caverns, are heavily, going downhill, uphill, left, right, in between. There's parts that have no rails and you can't touch them at all with your body. I mean, you see my mom on the left touching the rail. I'm not touching the rail. I'm not using it at all. And while it's hard to have a 360 camera with light, I mean, you can see the getting into these caverns is beautiful. But this was the test of tests. I believe so both of these caverns equaled out to about 3.2 miles long. Look how steep these stairs are going down. You're never going to see me holding onto a rail. I didn't have to. Didn't have to do anything Look at this picture. Look how far down we're going into the caverns. If this is not proof that the stem cells have given me back at least my mobility for walking in dark places, on stairs, look how deep we're going with people. I don't know how to explain this to you. I would go outside and run for you, but it's ice and snow. It's rainy. Look at it. Look at the stairs. Holding a camera and walking was only a dream before. Look at the stairs wrapping all the way around. Doing this was a dream before these stem cells in Mexico, and only in Mexico. It's dark. That's why some of my videos, some of my pictures is grainy. I could not walk into the pitch black and this type of darkness before. You'll see even darker pictures like this, right? I could not do this at home. I couldn't do it outside my office right here. But yet, after stem cells, I'm perfectly walking. My legs are. Look at the depth of these. How deep we're going. My legs are not shaking anymore. I said that before about going down the stairs. How my legs shake. Not anymore. Going up was never an issue. I was never winded with this 3 mile expedition. I was never out of breath. I felt like an athlete. And before, look how deep we're going. Before these stem cells, I would be out of breath after speaking 6 words to you. And remember, I might sound a little bit iffy this morning. That's because it's celebrating New Year's. In comes a new year, in comes new hopes. So, walking in the dark, in a completely foreign place, walking stairs, there's different leanings. And some of these stairs are like the Leaning Tower of Pisa, horrible stairs. Some of these stairs you're going to trip and fall. It's going to hurt. It's going to cost you. Yeah, most of these steps, like going down, was wet. These caves, these caverns, were 100%. What was it? Humidity, or it was. It's like trying to breathe while it's raining. There's so much water in the air, water vapor, that it makes it hard for you to breathe. So I can picture me. Not only was my lungs back to normal as far as breathing, right? I'm speaking to you right now without even speaking fastly to get my words out and losing my breath, because I'm not. These caves are 100% humidity. And what's even funnier, what's even funnier or better, is the second set of caverns was 20% less oxygen than the first set in Texas. So there you have a guy with lung issues. He's already at his bare minimum of oxygen intake by his MIP scores. Going from 70 to 80%. So to 20% lower than that in the second cavern. And I still felt absolutely perfect. When I say perfect, never crossed my mind. I no longer spasm with my throat when trying to swallow. So sometimes you would try to swallow and breathe. And I told you before my video that it would actually paralyze right in my throat, and I would not be able to swallow or breathe for 10 seconds. I don't have that anymore. The ability to walk and, like right now, to walk and move around, turn your head without falling over, without blacking out, was incredible. Again, keep looking at the stairs and how far we're going down. 280 feet eventually in this first cavern. It's it's crazy. Now, not everything has been fixed with stem cells. Last night I tried to get up on the dance floor and dance very slowly. I couldn't do it, but I was able to get up on the dance floor and actually try to. So the stem cells have not fixed everything, but at least to find motor control with my walking, to me, is damn near perfect. I mean, I do slide my feet at home still, and I think that's just a bad habit because I don't do that at home. I don't do that when we're away, like at stores, and maybe that's because I'm more attentive. This is the second cavern. This is a cavern that has 20% less oxygen than the first one. So I should not be going into this cavern. But hey, me, my mom, my daughter, my wife, like, let's go. And it works out very well. I mean, these spaces are tight. This cavern set is very tight. Has a lot of obstacles for people like me that are 6 feet tall and are not supposed to, and have to rely on handrails, which I did not have to. I think it's fabulous that these stem cells have done a few things. They have greatly improved my lung capacity, slash breathing. They have greatly improved my footwork. Um, they have greatly improved my blood pressure, which has been absolutely spot on, much lower than it has been. These stem cells have made it so that I don't get dizzy and pass out and black out every time I move my head or my eyes. These stem cells have actually made it possible for me to start typing again. Not typing like a thesis for a college paper, but I mean, look right here. You can't touch the sides, the rock. There's nothing to hold on to, and yet I'm able to navigate that very thin area without touching anything. And here, ducking my head. So walking and ducking while trying not to hit yourself is impossible with msa, and yet I did it as a 6 foot tall person. It's incredible that these stem cells injected through the spine and the subsequent IVs and the stuff that's at home with me has helped. Now they did send some vitamins home with me. Could the vitamins be taking care of my blood pressure and dizziness? Sure, quite possible. I mean, if you're deficient, if you're low on something. But I was on some other things for blood pressure and vitamins, and they did not take care of it. So for me, I believe it's actually 90% of the stem cells that's actually taking care of the blood pressure, the dizziness, things like that. I do. But I can't rule out the possibility that those multivitamins in specific, or things they gave me in Mexico, are helping too. I can't ignore that, and I can't promise you. Look how deep those stairs are in that cavern. We are going down, 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 down. It's crazy, and those floors are probably made of tar, and they are wet, 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 wet. Right, so um, it's amazing. It's amazing. And the other thing that you don't see, especially on a day on January 1st, 2025, where we're still halfway hungover, is how good I feel. I tell my wife, I tell my mother, I'm like, I feel normal. I, I may not be able to still conduct myself normally physically, But man, after my nighttime medicine wears off, the drugginess like right now, I feel like a normal human being 4 or 5 years ago. I feel great. Let me put it this way to you. Let's go real talk. I got called multiple times from that stem cell therapy treatment, the AAV1 GDNF, the one in Detroit that had the brain surgery. They've asked me 3 times to come back to see if I qualify again. 3 times. That was the clinical trial I wanted to get into the most. And I was so sad they called me and said, not the treatment would hurt me, but the surgery would. And I was thankful that they actually told me that I'm going to get hurt by the surgery more than the actual treatment. I thank them. They've called me 3 times, and I've told my family and my friends, close friends, I'm not even thinking about clinical trials anymore. Look how dark this is. Try walking in this in MSA. I dare you. You're going to get yourself hurt. You're going to get hurt. But the clinical trials call me, and I have no interest in clinical trials anymore at this point. None. Who can say that? You want to say the power of God or the power of miracles, the power of whatever, fine. I don't. These stem cells have changed a lot about me. I go outside. I go out now and I walk normal. 90% normal. I was thinking about walking actively during these 2 trips in caverns, and I only accidentally like hit the tip of my toe, like a misstep, 3 times in 3 miles of these caverns, up and down, not falling, nowhere close to falling, nothing like that. But 3 times I noticed I skipped on my shoes. They injected those stem cells through the spine, and it got to my head. And those IV stem cells that went to the rest of my body have helped a lot. I can now feel and more or less control my bladder and GI. Is it perfect? No, but it is. It is really nice to know when you have to go to the bathroom and when to do it, how to do it. Everything about that. It's very nice. Something you can't, if you don't have these issues, when you have these issues with them, say it's very hard to control and to anticipate and to get. Look at me walking in the pitch dark going downhill. We're going downhill, taking short steps because we're going downhill. Not even trying for the handrail. That's the power of stem cells. I've gotten a lot of sensitivity back to my hands, cold and hot. Not, Now again, I do have torn rotator cuffs. So I have to get taken care of with surgeries. So I'm not going to talk about my neuropathy on my hands and numbness and stuff because that's probably coming from my torn rotator cuffs or whatever is wrong with my shoulders. Right? I'm not the person that's going to tell you everything is good or everything is bad. But looking at your selfie stick here on your Insta 360 X4, and not worrying about the people around you because your stem cells have helped you to where you can control yourself and not trip and fall. I would have never done this weeks ago, a couple months ago. Never. My family knows that when we go out, you walk in front of me. I don't want you behind me. I don't want you tripping me behind me. I don't want you to accidentally hit my feet and I trip and fall. Why? Because if I have to worry about you, I can't concentrate. With MSA, we can't do two things at one time. And yet here I am doing three things. Taking care of my video camera. Look at this climb coming out of the caverns. This is absolutely insane for somebody with an MSA. Yes, I'm fairly young, 45. I'm 45. I got this at 42. And it's progressed very rapidly for me too. I'm not in the wheelchair because I refuse to. I'm active. I'm physical. I try. I try hard. I try even harder because I have torn more. I want to have my sixth surgery on my shoulders, right? For being too physical. Because I just slip, trip, and fall. But to have a stem cell that takes you from there's no way I would have ever tried this before. So we got done with these two caverns back to back, same day. And was I tired? Yes. Who wouldn't be? But was I exhausted? No. Was I able to still function for the rest of the day and the day after? Yeah. The only pain I've noticed from this after stem cells, remember the last 5K walk and jog, it's horrible pain. It was terrible pain. My YouTube video. This would be worse because we're going up and down. And remember, going down a ramp is the worst for me. My calf muscles and thighs and stuff like that felt sore, like they should, but nothing else did. Only the muscles that are supposed to hurt actually, felt a little bit of pain, and that's stem cells correcting things, whether it's in the brain or in the spinal cord. Because you have to remember, your brain thoughts go through your spinal cord, and the spinal cord sends everything out to the rest of your body. So by helping out my spinal cord, the stem cells are helping the traffic flow of information from my brain to the rest of my body. I did not have any after effects. Like the day after, I felt the tiredness, the soreness of muscles. And that's how it should be. Not 6 days later, like before, right? This was a very hard set of caverns. Just the ups and downs, and they had all these places where you can wait and get your breath and keep going. I didn't need that. I didn't need those stops. This was absolutely magical. It was godlike. It was miraculous to be able to have a nice video camera in caverns, walking around, pointing it at areas you want to, capturing things, paying attention, noticing new things with your family, and not falling or being out of breath or blacking out, anything like that. Right? I was able to capture the views I wanted to as a normal person because of the stem cells. My wife told me, and most of this it was mostly Spanish in Mexico, but she reminded me that the doctor said that I would not be using that cane the next time he saw me. I have dropped the cane completely. I don't take it with me ever. I have complete balance. I don't know how to communicate that to you. My legs don't get dark purple anymore. They get red, right, still have some issues, but they don't get dark purple. Blood flow has been realigned. Blood flow has been realigned. So since November 3rd, since stem cells, they have greatly. There's a video, the last video I had about, it's titled "Good Vibes." So the stem cells are working, and I guarantee most of you did not catch me doing one thing, and I might even try to show it to you because it was fascinating that I'm over here trying to show you things, and not that it's your fault, but if you're not looking close enough, you missed it, right? Let me show you what I'm talking about. And it was a short video. This is how I knew the stem cells were working the first time. Screen share. This is how I knew. SUV, done with groceries. I'm gonna fast forward a little bit. Right? Double landing, double fisting groceries, which is fine. Where's it at? There you go. You didn't catch this part. Did you see what I just did? I'm walking with groceries full hands in my fully loaded groceries. Did you catch me kick the rock out of my way on the sidewalk, the passageway? Watch my right foot right here and kick. You didn't catch that. Nobody caught that. Nobody caught me kicking a rock perfectly out of the way to the grass while carrying two fully loaded hands of groceries at the same time. That's progress. That's crazy. Nobody in MSA would ever look down and say, "Oh, let me kick this rock," because you know your ass is gonna fall over. Me too. Kicked a rock at the same time I was walking with groceries, trying to get into the house. And that's right after I turned around from the SUV when I normally would get dizzy and start to black out. Nobody caught that except for Sarah. Sarah caught that in Texas. She told me. I said, did you catch when I kicked that? She's like, the rock. I was like, yeah. So I was like, that's crazy. So, are the stem cells a miracle worker? Yeah. Are stem cells a cure? No. Otherwise, I would not have bloodshot eyes and a little bit of hangover this morning. But last night, I got fully dressed in a three-piece suit with cufflinks. And still did it all by myself. My wife did not help me. My wife did not have to help me. That's crazy. Now taking stuff off, yeah, because my rotator cuff. My left one's horrible. Going to the bathroom, getting in, taking a bath or a shower. I've taken showers before. We were in Texas. We had a shower. I didn't want to sit down in their bathtub, but in Texas, I took a shower the whole week, every day. No issues. No blacking out. No dizzy. The world's not spinning. I mean, it's working. It's at least buying me time. So the only question I have to ask myself is, how long of a time is it buying me? Is it just improving some things, and yet I'm still going to die at nighttime because my brain and my lungs and heart aren't going to work together? I don't know. I don't know. But it has made me so mobile that, you know, you can do the little things. And I don't mean this in a bad way, but I could go last night. I played pool. I won half the matches I played. A person with an MSA playing pool, but billiards with good people who were trying hard. And not that I was perfect, because those close shots where you have to bring it, you got to shoot down, still hard, if not possible. But normal pool shots, I went 50%, 50 for 50, 50%. That's because of stem cells. I don't have as much shaking as I had before. That's how I did pretty good with pool last night. Now, speech is still something that stem cells really hasn't helped. People have told me that I sound better. I appreciate that. But, when you get me in public and around a lot of people, my speech goes to trash. It's very hard. Everybody will say, "Huh? Can you repeat that?" And they get very close to me. So stem cells hasn't really affected that, but you can't expect to have stem cells to fix everything. If you have MSA, it's a death sentence, and the only thing we're trying to do is to buy more time, and that's what I did with my stem cells. So that video I have of going through the caverns, I hope is very solidifying for you. I've already had numerous people reach out to me about the information, and they're traveling there. I'm in a group chat with two other ladies, and one lady has already had her first treatments, and she's already feeling better. Now, again, this is why we have placebo groups to rule out emotional, psychological things. But after she gets the spinal injection, that's the ticket straight to spinal injection, straight to the brain is everything. The question for any treatment is, how do you cross the blood-brain barrier, and how effective? These doctors in Mexico gave me in the tens of billions msa cells. Over here, they gave me in the tens of millions of stem cells, because most of them don't do what they're supposed to, or they die shortly after injection. So having doctors with certified stem cells, the best you can get, into billions instead of millions, is great. It's absolutely phenomenal. So, I had a list here. There's some things that MSC stem cells or even umbilical cannot do, and you have to understand what they can and cannot do. These stem cells that we had in Mexico, right? They can release factors that protect existing neurons from further damage. So I'm maintaining what I have and not losing it for the most part, right? They will maintain what you do have longer. That's what a lot of these clinical trials are for. It's to slow down the progression of MSA by protecting the neurons. That's what these MSC stem cells can do. That's what they are doing to me. After running up on 3.5, 4 years of MSA, Again, I'm younger, so it's not fair, right? This is a double-edged sword. It's not fair to me because I'm young in life with MSA. I'm losing half my life. With older people, it's not fair because you're older and you're not as physical as active. It's not fair both ways. But those that are older, you have more time than I do on this earth with your children and family. I'm going to lose my time quicker. So which one is more fair, right? I mean, I'm not trying to compare here, but I would rather be older and have MSA than be this young and have MSA, which is why I fight so much. The MSC stem cells also reduce inflammation, right? Inflammation plays a role in the neurodegeneration. MSCs have anti-inflammatory effects that could lessen the damage to the nervous system. So the less, like autoimmune disorders, the less inflammation you have, the better chances of operating your body. Stem cells are great for that. MSC stem cells, in a limited fashion, can contribute to tissue repair. We know this because if you pay attention to the sports, they talk about stem cells all the time, or human growth hormone, and stuff like that. It can repair certain parts of the body, including the brain. In a limited fashion, stem cells can repair tissues and parts of the brain, like the atrophy part. My DAT scan was my second one was improved after my stem cells in Chicago, and then the third one went bad, and fourth one went bad. So it can happen. It's just how do you get the stem cells to the brain and go where they're supposed to? That's the question. And other than that, MSC stem cells improve motor function, balance, and other symptoms in patients. I can show you videos of me outside, walking up the stairs or out in the front. I'm walking normal. I'm stepping normal. I'm not holding on to rails. It's working. Now, MSC stem cells cannot cure MSA. There is no cure for us. So while I speak very highly, and I thank the doctors in Guadalajara, Mexico, about stem cells, I thank them, the two brothers and the third surgeon, a doctor who came in for the spine, I thank them. They are buying me time. It's working. I have now started going back to invitations to friends' houses or events or parties like last night. I started going back because I feel good enough to do it. I'm not going to trip and fall. I stopped doing those things. I stopped doing it. Downtown, my wife's friend's condo in a skyscraper. When you sit down, you can't get back up without falling or making other people fall. It's not good. So now I'm back to actual trying to go out. I still get exhausted, but I am now going back out in the public and interacting with close friends and family. MSC stem cells promote tissue repair, but they can't fully regenerate the damaged neurons and pathways in MSA. That's why the brain has to make new connections. If you don't fight like I'm fighting, if you don't get physical, if you don't try to make those steps, longer strides, to use your hands more, to speak more, your body will not try to make new connections and neurons in the brain. That's why I try so hard, because I know, I'm not a doctor, but I know the brain will make new connections, new neural connections. Just like stroke patients. That's how stroke patients get better. Not all of them, not 100%, But you can literally lose half your brain, and the right side or left side will try to make up for parts of it. And it will successfully do it, in a limited range. I know that. That's why I keep trying. But if you don't try to do these difficult tasks, your brain will not try to make new pathways. You will be a couch potato. Seriously. MSC stem cells are still in experimental stages. But with having MSA, we all need experimental medicines, whether it's clinical trials or stem cells or whatever. We need that. So, duh, for that one. MSC's therapy is not a replacement for existing MSA treatments, right? It's only buying me time. And I'm thankful. I'm thankful to have more time with my family, with my mom, my mother-in-law, with Harry, my mom's husband, my friends, my two cats. If I didn't have a hangover right now, you would see the biggest of smiles on my face. I'm actually, I understand, you don't know this because you don't go out with me live. I can now, like last night, stand next to my wife, take a picture and smile, and not look like I'm a crazy person that's going to kill you in a movie. Because before this is stem cells, I would have a smile and my lips would go, they would, the tremors. I couldn't take pictures, so I wouldn't have my teeth. I would just, so something like that. You don't notice the improvement. My facial masking is not as pronounced as it was before on my left hand side. It's not as drooping. Do you see it? I don't see it very much. It's working. The question is how long? And I don't have that one. But my YouTube channel was explicitly for that purpose. To show you what I did, what I do and don't do, the mistakes I make and don't make. I don't have a great diet. I'm not eating healthy like some people are. I'm keeping my same routine. Watch a lot of TV and movies. Right? It's winter in the Chicagoland area. Right? And I'm still improving with this treatment in Mexico. So the question you have to ask yourself is, what stage am I with MSA, and should I do clinical trials or stem cells? Stem cell treatments have no interactions with any other treatments. So you can still have clinical trials and still have stem cells. But I am literally too good to go back to clinical trials because I'm doing so well because of stem cells. I'm absolutely just too well. It's amazing. Life is not perfect for me. I filled up my own weekly pill container by myself a few days ago. Me, with these hands, filled up my own pill container with all 300 pills or whatever. That did not happen before these stem cells. Right? To find more, I don't have all my fine motor skills, but it's working. I was amazed last week. I was able to not only wash my hair, but scrub my scalp while moving back and forth. That's the first time I did that in a year and a half. Right? I was using other devices to scrub my scalp, and now I'm using my fingertips. I'm using my fingertips. I have a stronger flow of going to the bathroom, urinating. I'm better at voiding. Number two, I don't have to use so much codeine and medications um, stop me up to make. I don't have to use all this medication to help me go anymore. Do I still have issues? Yeah, here and there, but I'm not stopping every 30 miles to go to the bathroom anymore when I travel. And that's how it was. Go see my mom, go help her find a dog or whatever, go to ED for treatments. I never knew when I had to go to the bathroom. It's nice to know. I have receptor pain now, not neuropathy, but I feel things differently, as I should. I don't have this numbness feeling where, I can't feel heat or cold. I can feel it. Or my range of motion without getting dizzy is great. I can actually drive and look left and look right, left, without passing out and getting dizzy. It's great. The only issue is, what stage are you in with MSA? And these stem cells are not only limited to MSA, but to other things too. Other diseases, other disorders, besides the MSA. My opinion is, if you still have function of your parts of your body, definitely get stem cells. What I did, what a few of us have done already, it will make it better. It will make those organs last longer. Kidneys, liver, gallbladder, bladder, large intestine, small intestine, things like that. Lungs, eyesight, double vision, mouth, saliva. It will make your body last longer. And you will last longer with MSA or other diseases or disorders. So, if you remember my YouTube video about me yearning to get into clinical trial for the brain in Detroit, I could care less about that. I could care less about any other treatments going on besides these stem cells in Guadalajara, Mexico, with these doctors. I don't care about anything else. It's working. How long? I don't know. They told me to, check back within 4 to 6 months. But it is fabulous to be mobile and not worry about tripping and falling and all this other crap, blacking out stores or lawn, or going outside or inside the cold or whatever. It's lovely. Does everybody have the same effect with stem cells? No. It depends on your body, but at least for me, I think we found the right people. I'm just being very honest. I think we did not get our money's worth in the Chicago stem cells because I used my own stem cells. Well, how healthy are my stem cells? Not good. That's why they put oxygen. They try to oxygenate them. They try to reinvigorate my own stem cells because my own stem cells suck. Did you know that? They literally took my own stem cells, which are defective, to a lesser degree, and they tried to reinvigorate them. I did not catch that. I did not catch that message until afterwards. Pretty hard to reinvigorate, get your stem cells living again, or working with purpose. You need to have stem cells that are already working properly. like the ones in Mexico. There's other places too. It's just not Mexico. But like I said, I saw Carrie Walsh before and after, and I could not believe her before and after videos. Just with her voice and her movements, how she looks like, I could not believe. And that's what made it wonderful to see somebody making progress. Not that we're going to live, but the stem cells, the proper stem cells, the proper treatment will take a lot of this burden off of us, so we can live a better life longer. Maybe an extra year, maybe an extra 2 or 3. Who knows, right? Nobody knows when that time is coming. It's not today. I promise you that. Even on New Year's. So, I was told last night. My wife said that my mother wanted to book another cruise, but but she was concerned because last time I told her after our last cruise last year, I said don't book it because I didn't feel that good. I didn't think I could take another cruise, getting on and off the ships and excursions and walking around the boats. I didn't think I could do it. I'm ready for cruising. I'm ready to book another cruise. I'm ready to walk and hike and do things that somebody with MSA should not be doing. Because as you saw in the video, I can do it. Now, would I try walking up a muddy and wet, side of a hill? No. Not if I didn't have to. Could I? Absolutely. I'm not even telling you about when we went to Ohio a couple weeks ago to help my mom look for a dog. Me jumping on and off of large objects to get over property lines, big concrete blocks, and I did it very well. I don't tell you about a lot of these things. I don't tell you about that. There's things that we do that it's just not what I have in this video. It's things in life. Last night, we went out. Everyone's celebrating New Year's, but I wasn't celebrating New Year's. I was celebrating a new year for my life with my family. And to be able to interact amongst friends and have some cognac. I love cognac. I have not been able to drink dark liquor in a long time. It hurt my body and it put me down for a while. But to go out with a few people, play pool, have some drinks, not get drunk like you think, not get wasted, but to drink, a good amount, still play pool and win half your games and get home and wake up for 1 p.m. Live stream. Doing pretty good. How many of us with msa can do that? So stay up to 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning, get a few hours of sleep, and wake up and do a live stream. Those are the things that I don't tell you. Those are the things that are behind the scenes that you don't see. I'm wanting to go out again after stem cells. And with the video I showed you of the caverns, that's why. The video I showed you of me in the simple video of me in the groceries. I'm much more independent now after stem cells. That let's see, I had a live stream chat. I'm more independent now to go out by myself to doctor's appointments, to buy my groceries, snacks, whatever. Wash my car, dry it off with a chamois, things like that. And I just saw that there was a couple questions. Do you know if the other people who had spinal injections have the same pain as you? No. What happened was, this is for Dojo. I don't want to say it the other way. Not sure if that's Spanish or not. In America, when you have a spinal tap, they numb you from neck down, so you can't move. In Mexico, wasting money for anesthesia or whatever to knock you out from the neck down, um, it's, too high price down there, so it's not worth it. So normally in America, they secure you and they take out your movement from your neck down and they do a spinal tap. Well, this is a spinal ejection backwards. So no, they had me on the side of a table. My feet were dangling in the air, and they said basically hunch over and grab your knees, kind of like if you're in an airplane and you're in a crash, that type of thing. And the problem was I'm 6 feet tall. My feet were still moving, and I have my own claws jerking. Where I move, the tremors is one thing, but jerking and moving spontaneously is much different. And because I wasn't properly secured like we would in America, in the United States, I moved, and I know they nicked the outer not the spinal cord, the outer membrane of the spinal cord, which caused the pain. It was me. Is it a Mexico thing or a clinic thing? No. Did Kerry Walsh have that issue? No. Did the other lady that just went there this week and last week have that issue? No. I moved because I have these whole body movements, and that's what happened. Me hanging on the side of a medical bed where I can't secure myself, like to stay still, made that happen. And we had to hunch over because they want the disc to open up, to spread out. And then they put another device in your spinal cord that even stretches that out farther. So it was my movements, my myoclonus jerks that caused that nicking of the membrane, which caused the pain. I can find out for you too, the name for it. My wife has the name for it. David, if a person intends to try stem cell treatment, how much does it cost? Each treatment cost? Well, Rod, the treatment done there was $6,000 total, and that was with half off on one treatment. So it's per treatment. I believe it's for. So we were going down there for $5,000 for one IV and one spinal injection. So two treatments for $5,000. And it's because they knew that we told them we're staying extra 4 days. That they said, hey, we could fit another IV in, and we'll give that to you for half price. So the total cost was like $6,000 for 3 treatments. So it's about $6,000, give or take. Up here in America, we spent $12,000 for one IV and 4 injections into the nose. So it is much. Everything in Mexico is more or less more affordable. It's just a lower standard of care. Mexico is a second world country. I mean, it's a developing country. We're not. We are developed. They were putting Band-Aids and stuff on me without gloves. They were doing things. They gave you injections with no gloves on. It's something you would never see that here in America. But you go south of the border, any country, Argentina, blah blah blah, Guatemala, whatever, Colombia. That's just how it's done down there. The food, the taco stands, the standard of living is different. Doesn't make them bad people and dirty or unsafe? No, it just makes in the medical it makes it more unsafe to get an infection. But they know how to do their job and do it well, and they did. Right? I mean, if you have any concerns about that, you can ask them to put gloves on. They will. It's just a different part of the world. It's just south of the border. But I think it's so great that, I mean, Sarah saw me, and in Texas, we went to go see Sarah with the family, and most of the family, and Daisy as well. Got to meet Daisy as well, and seeing me MSA again. It's unfair because I'm 45 and still fighting it physically. I'm doing things that other people can't do or don't want to do. But they saw me. They saw the testimonial. Um, it's and that video I showed you, the caverns, is everything you need to know. If you have MSA or symptoms of MSA, and you look at that video I just showed you, the caverns, that's all you have to see. Because how many of us have fallen down and practically killed ourselves walking at nighttime, or getting up and getting down, walking in between people at the mall, at the stores, whatever, Six Flags, a lot of us. And I may not be perfect, but at least I don't have to worry about that now. And I will say for you, MSA, you have to think outside the box, right? How can I make MSA easier? For guys and gals, for walking, I encourage you to get Nike running shoes like mine. Like I got fly knit ones. They're very flexible. That makes walking so much easier because the foot it flexes as you're walking. If I'm looking for stability, because I'm going to be in a very uneven part of the world, like in Mexico on the sidewalks, I would not have a running shoe. I would have like a basketball shoe. Basketball shoes are much wider, stance gait, and they're much more stiff. Lesser of a chance to fall over. A lot of you that I talk to and I interact with on the internet, social media, are doing things wrong. You're not helping yourself. Walking is all about your shoes with MSA. If you have problems going left and right, you need a wider, stiffer shoe. Get rid of your New Balance shoes. Get rid of your Pumas and all this other crap you have. Go out and buy a pair of LeBron James basketball shoes. They are wide and they're stiff. They will keep you from falling left and right. They keep you upright. If you have the ability to walk, fairly well, and you want to keep the motion going, then you wear very flexible running shoes. And I wear nothing but Nike fly knit running shoes because they are so flexible. I mean, no, last night, but all the other days, you have to do things better. You have to think differently. Whether it comes to eating food, to walking, or anything else, you have to try things. I mean, if you can't tie your shoes, there are shoe ties with spandex where you don't have to tie them. I bet most of you don't even know that there's spandex shoe ties for your shoes that you can replace them with. There you go, right? I thought you had headaches worse than your knee. Yeah, yes, yeah, you're right. Yeah, those headaches were worse than my knees. I thought the knees were the end of the world. Those headaches were terrible. After the cherry walk around, I had MSC at the Mayo study and had some nerve jumpy pain, but nothing that lasted more than a few seconds. Yeah, I thought that knee pain was the end of. I thought God was punishing me. I thought my wife was tearing my legs off from my body. I don't know. It was so horrible. Um, that knee pain after that walk and jogging I did, that was the worst pain in my life. And I broke my back before. I've had major surgeries, but this head pain. But by the time I got to ejection, just 3 hours later, after a bus ride to go see my wife's grandma in Morelia, Mexico, in just that amount of time, I started to notice the pain in my lower part of the neck and the head, and it went to the rest of my brain, the rest of my head. I couldn't walk without that pain, like literally shattering at the base of my spine, base of my brain, my head, and going up. And it was, to put one foot in front of the other was almost impossible. The pain was, again, I got the pain. I've been going 2 years with a 6 by 6 millimeter tear of a high grade tear of my rotator cuff because I was ignoring it. And the same thing with my right shoulder. I have a very high tolerance for pain, but when they nick something out of the spinal cord, that's what happened. And again, I can get the word for you. My wife was doing some research, and she found out what it was. But that pain, just walking and trying to get somewhere. See, with the knee pain, I was in bed. My legs were rested on the bed, and I was trying to get the sleeping into a sleeping position, and eventually got there by using my upper body to like army low crawl myself into a position. But the pain I had from the injection that hit the spinal membrane, I had to get off of a bus and get into a car, our friend's car, to get to a house. That was absolutely horrible. I mean, just to put pressure on one heel set the pain so bad. Um, that's MSA for you. When you think you felt everything, just wait. There's always something else. But I've also had spinal taps where they touch my spine and I have amnesia for 30 minutes. Right. So most of the times when I've had spinal taps in America, they touch your spine, you have amnesia, you wake up and you're like, because you're not put under, you're not sleeping, they just numb you from the neck down. They paralyze you from the neck down. But when it hits your spine, you wake up, you're 3 minutes later, you're like, how did I get here? Amnesia. That's usually what happens. So injecting this into the spinal cord for the pathway to the brain, not going down, going out to the return path to the brain, we hit that membrane of that vessel. So because I moved, because of my jerking movements, that's why. Um, but the other ladies that have had this procedure with that clinic has not had that issue. But again, I have crazy jerking movements, and now I take a lot of Keppra. I take 1,000 about 3 times a day, which really helps out with the jerks. Not all the time, but it definitely helps out and suppresses them. So if I had to do it again, I think I would be okay. Right? Those of us with MSA, the more nervous, the more anxiety, the more public we are, the more we shake, and the more we get those jerking movements comes out. So if I had it over to do again, I think I'd be okay because I have the medicine now to help control those myoclonus jerks, and I would not have had that head pain, neck pain. But yeah, that was something else. It's something that comes with the territory. Knowing now the stem cells, how well they have helped me, would I go through that pain again? Absolutely. Absolutely, I'll take that pain again. That was a day and a half, 2 days of pain, right? Okay, but look at the progress I've had since, just with the videos I showed. I'll do it again. So that's again, you have to be able to put up with pain. I'm fortunate to have had a lot of pain in my life, physical pain, a lot of surgeries, a lot of things. I can do it. I'm a fortunate one. But to those of you who have not been introduced to pain in your life, you're not going to like it. The cost of better health comes with pain. Trying cancer medications to stop things comes with pain. Right? Bleeding from places you didn't know you could bleed from. Just trying to knock things down. Right? Progress comes at a cost. And if you want to progress with MSA, it might come with accidentally nicking the membrane of your spine on a spinal injection. You just have to be prepared for that. I know, I appreciate you, Sarah. Good comment though. Now I'm wrapping this up, but guys, ladies and gentlemen, guys and gals, I'm as real as they get. I've believed in God my whole life, Jehovah God, and His Son Jesus Christ. I live by the Bible. I may not be the most, you know, Christian person in the world. I don't lie. I don't cheat. I don't steal. I don't fornicate. I don't mislead people. Um, I'm a realist. I'm a realist in life. I believe what I can see, what I can reproduce. I'm not an optimist. I have no time in my life to be an optimist. I don't exaggerate. It serves no purpose. And if you ever wanted to ask my wife about me, I can get you in contact with my wife if you want to see what she says about me, or not my kids, but definitely my wife. Um, I think it's important to know that the person who's speaking to you today is somebody who does have active faith of God, but this is not a miracle to me. Maybe to you, right? That's the difference between me and Daisy. Daisy is very religious, more than me. I'm less religious for different reasons. And not trying to make any of this political or religious, but you have to know who's telling you information. Um, you either believe in medication or you believe in holistic, herbs and stuff, or weed or marijuana, whatever. But I've tried some drugs, for THC and weed and stuff, and it doesn't do anything for me. Maybe for you, not for me. Right, so you have to know who the person is that's speaking to you. That's why if you watch my videos on YouTube, you will actually know who I am, what I believe and don't believe. I believe in doing what's necessary, whether it hurts you, kills you, or whatever. I believe in doing what you have to do to get by and to improve. And I'm never gonna lie to you. I'm never gonna tell you something that's not true. That is not in my book. These stem cells have been nothing short of life changing, life altering, right? Still not going to live long, right? And to say, hopefully I do. Hopefully I want, I'm going to lose my voice before I lose my mobility. My speaking has really gone downhill so bad. As you see on this YouTube video, I normally never talk like this. So, you have to, thank you, sir. I'm telling you, sir, I'm telling you, I mean, even when we got to IHOP, where we were talking with Daisy, and me moving around and talking and stuff, is you don't see me in real life. You see me in YouTube videos, but if you can follow me with a camera, you would be amazed how stem cells work. All right, so I want to thank each and every one of you. Please do research. Right, a good friend of mine, family, has young onset Parkinson's and essential tremor at the same time. And just like Michael J. Fox, if you don't do research, you don't know. Michael J. Fox had like implants. He had a procedure done, and that procedure he had done, he jumped at it right away to try to save his acting career. He jumped at it right away, and that procedure ruled him out of most of every other procedure down the road. I think that he said 70% of all the other procedures it took him out of. Please think twice before you go out there and get DBS, deep brain stimulation, or whatever. I'm not saying those things don't help. I'm not saying they're bad. Any procedure has the ability to send you backwards and rule you out of future treatments down the road. The last thing you want is to say, no, you can't have this because you had that. Right? Be careful what you say on applications. If you say you had something on this year it might rule you completely out of clinical trials and treatments years later. Be careful what you say. Be careful what you tell doctors, right? Nurses, MAs, whatever. I always believe in the truth, but the truth comes at a cost. And especially, it's a horrible cost if you have MSA because it will rule you out of potentially life-saving or life, you know, extending treatments and processes. So please do your research, read about things. Right? I try to post things as much as I can, but please read, research, see what other people have done. If there is no research for it, this is the first. So these stem cells were the first time I had a treatment done without published publications about the treatment. If you're looking at a treatment and there's no publications about its findings and results, that's not good. It's probably a fraud. Like some people in Florida, Daisy and I, we're talking about on our podcast last year. Probably a fraud. Well, Mexico and other countries, they don't normally publish a lot of things, so it's a completely different story. But I did not know that this doctor, he's like known as the kind of like the kings of comedy. He's known as the father of the stem cell. And it was only until afterwards I started reading about his publications in stem cells. So, you know, he has a great intoxication of medication with stem cells that helps, and he is very adamant that it works. But please do research before you put yourself in jeopardy of ruling yourself out of other treatments on the road for MSA that can possibly help you. Because once you lose an organ, bladder, whatever, your colon, you can't get it back. So, you know, just please read into it. Okay, that's all I'm trying to say. And outside the box is absolutely true, Sarah. Ask friends, family, people. I get people from all around the world on Reddit and YouTube, all these places, ask me questions. Good for them. I can't comment on every single one. I do eventually, but I can only tell my experience, how much it's worked, it hasn't worked, it's helped this, it's helped that. But there are many countries that have absolutely no treatments for even symptoms of MSA. Mexico is a great country, but you are hard pressed to find CTs and MRIs and DET scans and stuff, nuclear medication in the city you're in. I feel bad for those people in countries like that. They are developing, but you know, when you get pancreatic cancer like my wife's aunt did, here we could try to treat it very aggressively. There they say go home and die. The city she's in, they have no treatments available. It's a waiting list. Yeah, it's free in Mexico, it's free in Canada, but you're on a waiting list. And God help you if you try to find a specialist for MDS in your town or city. Yeah, good luck with that one, right? Right? Sarah had a very cushy couch. She had that couch you sit on the whole day, and your butt never gets sore. It's such a comfortable, cushy, it falls in, the good type couch. And I was able to get my butt off that couch, being sunk into the couch, come back out, and you know, like she says, walk normally and stuff like that. It's true. It's true. And if you ever doubt my diagnosis and the things I have, I will show them to you. I'll show a medical record. I have so many things wrong with me. It's not even funny. So many, at least 30 something diagnoses with my body. Hardcore proven diagnosis, right? I mean, it's horrible. But after stem cells, I don't notice most of these things. I mean, they're still there. There's still issues. They still happen. But they're not a concern right now because the stem cells are working, at least temporarily, to alleviate the symptoms. So Please do your research. Please reach out to anybody, knowledgeable. Mission MSA is a good place to start research. Cure PSP is very, very good as well. They have a lot of research for MSA as well. I didn't know that for a while, but please hit me up in my inbox if you have any questions. I'll try my best to type it out or even talk on the phone. Video chat a lot of times I do with people. I just have to have my voice with me if you want to chat. So sometimes it takes a day or two. But I'm gonna leave it at that. I appreciate you, and let me know if you need anything. But I will see you on the next video, and happy 2025, because if you're watching this, we are alive, and if we are alive, there's opportunity. Right? There's opportunity this year to change things, to do things a little bit different. Right? To man up is not the word, right? But to be stronger, to try to be stronger, to try to have more faith if needed, right? To have wherever you need to draw inspiration from. I draw my inspiration from you, from my viewers. I look into my camera. I literally draw my inspiration from you and my family. And you have to have inspiration or faith or faith from somewhere. Believing in God and the afterlife or heaven or whatever might work for you. It might not. I haven't seen it, so I hope so. But I draw my inspiration from my YouTube viewers and those that need help. Learn from my mistakes, like tearing my rotary cuffs again and again and again. Learn from my mistakes and learn from my good things that I do. Right? That's what I hope you do. Especially if you catch this early, you can slow it down wildly. It is, though. It's great to be alive in 2025. It gives us more opportunities. It really does. So I'm going to end it here by thank you. And please, no matter what you do, don't be like me. Don't be hard-headed and get yourself hurt. that's you don't want to test things out like I do unless you got it like that. Right? You're willing to take that broken shoulder or clavicle or whatever. Right? I'm not saying to be chill, but being passive, sitting in a chair all day because you have an MSA and you're dying, it's not going to help you. It's just going to make your life worse, psychologically and physically. Your mind and your body has to stay in motion. So a resolution I think everybody with MSA should have, if you believe in resolutions, which nobody follows through with, 2025 MSA, keep your brain and your body in motion. I'm telling you, when I don't walk or I go places for a week, I feel it. It's harder to get going, psychologically, right, mentally, physically. It's hard to connect that. It's harder to speak when you haven't spoken in 5 days because you sit at home and watch TV all day. It's hard. Have a resolution to stay in motion. Keep the body going no matter what. Even if you have to sit down and get on the bike or whatever, keep the body going. It will only get better, right? And just do what you can do. Small baby steps. I promise you will succeed at what you're trying to do. It will make life a little bit better. I promise you. I'll see you in the next video. I'll post this on my channel as well. Love you guys to death, and see you again. Thank you again.